When former NBA champions Stacey King and Horace Grant sat down to discuss the eternal debate of Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, they didn't hold back. Both men, who played alongside Michael Jordan and know firsthand what it takes to win at the highest level, drew a clear line between two-way greatness and what they see in LeBron James today. Their point was simple, yet sharp. Jordan and Kobe built their reputations not only on offensive brilliance, but also on relentless defense. Every possession mattered. They guarded the best, they hustled, and they set the tone for their teammates with effort on both ends of the floor. In contrast, they said LeBron James, especially in the last several years, has drifted into becoming a liability defensively. King even went as far as to compare him to a traffic cone, standing still as opponents blow by. While LeBron's early career showed flashes of elite defense, particularly in Cleveland and Miami, the last 6 or 7 years tell a different story. The criticism is that he paces himself, conserving energy for offense, longevity, and milestones, but neglecting the accountability that comes with being a true two-way leader. Age might be the excuse, but King and Grant reminded viewers that Jordan and Kobe still defended with pride late in their careers. To them, that's the standard. For LeBron, the defensive drop-off isn't just about effort, it undermines his claim to greatness. And when former players point this out, the critique hits harder because they know what championship-level defense looks like. Stacey King and Horace Grant didn't mince words when they described LeBron James's defense in recent years. King delivered the harshest line, saying LeBron has turned into nothing more than a traffic cone on the floor. The image is brutal but effective, stationary, passive, and easy to maneuver around. To them, it's not just a funny jab, it's a reflection of what they've seen consistently. A player content to stand still, let opponents go by, and then shift the blame onto teammates when the defense breaks down. In their eyes, that's not leadership, and it certainly isn't the mark of someone in the g.o.a.t conversation. Yet both men were fair in their assessment. They acknowledged that LeBron wasn't always this way. In fact, during his early years with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and in the beginning of his Miami Heat run, he was a standout defender. He had the size, the quickness, and the energy to lock down elite players and set a tone for his team. But, as King and Grant pointed out, those days feel like a distant memory. Over the last 6 to 7 seasons, they believe LeBron has shifted his priorities, pacing himself to preserve his body, focusing on offense, and chasing career longevity. The result is a noticeable decline on the defensive end. To them, this choice isn't just about aging, it's about effort. And in the NBA, effort is the separator between being remembered as great and being remembered as the greatest. One of the sharpest criticisms Stacey King and Horace Grant raised was that LeBron's incredible longevity may not be as impressive as it first appears. They argued that his career has been extended not just through conditioning and discipline, but also through conserving energy by avoiding consistent defensive effort. Unlike the grind of past eras, where players endured full contact practices and long sessions every day, today's NBA offers shorter walkthroughs, advanced recovery methods, and load management strategies. Combined with LeBron's tendency to pace himself on the defensive end, the panel suggested his durability has been aided by carefully sidestepping the physical demands that Jordan and Kobe embraced. Longevity is valuable, they noted, but it should not overshadow the responsibility of giving maximum effort on both ends of the floor. The discussion became even more pointed when specific examples were brought up. They cited games where LeBron was visibly disengaged during critical possessions, standing idle while his teammates scrambled to cover assignments. In some cases, he would even shift blame onto those same teammates for the defensive breakdowns he initiated. Perhaps most damaging to his legacy are the moments in the finals where former players and commentators accused him of outright quitting. Instances were highlighted where he appeared disinterested or gave up on plays at the highest stage of the game. For King and Grant, these aren't isolated lapses. They represent a pattern that undermines the leadership and competitive fire expected from someone often labeled the greatest of all time. Stacey King didn't hesitate when it came to the g.o.a.t conversation. In his view, the debate is already settled, and LeBron James isn't in it. He argued that while LeBron's career has been filled with milestones, records, and accolades, those achievements are hollowed out by the lack of consistent defensive effort and questionable performances in the NBA Finals. Jordan and Kobe, he emphasized, never took possessions off. They built their legacies on relentless competitiveness and set the gold standard for leadership. LeBron, by contrast, has too many visible moments of disengagement engagement to be considered in the same breath. For King, the GOAT debate isn't ongoing, it's closed, and LeBron falls short. The bigger picture painted by King and Horace Grant is reinforced by the voices of other respected players and analysts. They reminded listeners that this isn't just fan chatter. Former teammates like Eddie House, outspoken veterans like Steven Jackson, and commentators such as Grant Hill and Charles Barkley have all publicly said LeBron appeared to quit in big moments, including on the final stage. That pattern, echoed by those who've played and studied the game at the highest level, casts a shadow over his leadership when some of the NBA's most respected voices point to lapses in effort and accountability. It becomes harder to defend LeBron's place alongside Jordan and Kobe. In their eyes, greatness is about more than numbers. It's about leaving no doubt that you competed fully when the lights were brightest.